Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. Jed's here for another episode, another season, riding season. As you can tell, the weather is looking good for March 2nd. It's March. Usually out riding this time of year. But here we are, ready to take on the riding season on the old and trusty 2018 Bonneville T120 with, I'm going to go roll it today, I hope, to 104,000 miles. She still runs good for her age. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I am doing this again. And what I'm really going to be doing is the title of this video, Chasing 100,000 Miles on my Bonneville T120. So, just to go over the basics of the machine for what we're doing here. This is a 2018 Triumph Bonneville T120. Basic black model, cheapest one I could buy, brand new. Bought this machine brand new. Currently sitting on the suspension modifications that I did at 30,000 miles. I am still running those modifications. I should do the fork oil this year. It's been quite a bit. Maybe I'll do that. Probably should, probably will. The progressive shocks in the rear from a Sportster. And I'm running just a modified front end. Kind of did some rocketry work. And I'm running the Shindy front end stabilizer. Also, not stock, 17-inch alloy wheels with a speed twin rear, 17-inch alloy tubeless, and a Suzuki Bandit 1200 front end. Kind of. The wheels and the brakes and the rotors, the floating rotors, all that jazz is Bandit 1200. I had to do a custom ABS plate so that my front end ABS still works. And the ABS works great, guys. The floating rotors, definitely worth the upgrade. Although I've got a little bit of a pulsation in the front end, won't lie. But I account that to the fact that the bike is old as hell. Actually, what it is, what I truly think it is just, it's not really a pulsation, it's just really bitey. That's a good way to put it. It's really bitey in the front, and that's because I'm running rotors that are not stock. Woo! It's a beautiful 43 degrees today. We had a lot of rain. One really weird week I got out on the road earlier this week was 66 degrees. And then, I shit you not, 12 hours later, I saw like 12 degrees on the thermostat. That's Vermont. Don't like the weather? Wait 5 minutes. Just the 200,000 miles. Now, here's the thing, guys. There's no way. I mean, there might be a way, but I might get divorced if I'm putting 100,000 miles on this bike in one season. So, with that in mind, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the 100,000 miles is going to happen this year. I think 20,000 miles is probably going to be typical. So we got to go back. We got to go back to basics. We got to go back to how I racked all these miles on before, which this bike hasn't been run for 2 years, really. Like I said, in 2 years, I put less than 4,000 miles on the bike. That's how little I rode it. And I got to go back to the way I was riding. First off, you got to ride it. This is going to be a daily rider again. I've got some luggage on it, crap luggage. I'm not spending any money for it, guys. Like I said, I'm in a different mode now where I'm not spending a lot of cash. So I'm going to use this old Triumph Trophy 900 top case and top rack, which with a lock, which is nice. I actually like that little top case. And I'll have these piece of junk, like Harley Sportster Cruiser cheap eBay special side cases. And I plan to use that as luggage, and then I have a nice dry bag and stuff, which I'll probably use on top of that, when I go for my tours, which I will be doing this year on this thing. So the goal is with this bike is to ride it every day. You have to daily ride. Not only do you daily ride, but you have to ride a minimum of 100 miles a day. Period. If you're not running 100 miles a day, you're not going to get big miles. That's just plain and simple how it goes. For me, it's not like I'm going out and I'm like, I got to judge it. I love riding. But that's how I'm going to do it. Because I just love riding every day. So at 2 hours, you got to ride 2 hours a day. Just my arm on that one, guys. So yeah, so it's about 2 hours a day. That's 100 miles. It's about 50 miles an hour average. You usually hit that around here. And then, yeah, that's the plan. Of course, like right now, it's not good riding weather. There might be days I won't ride because it's still gonna snow. It's still gonna drop below freezing. There's not a lot of snow, which is good, because if there was snow and snow banks, it would melt and cross the road, it would freeze overnight, and in the morning on my commute, I'd hit black ice. Not ideal. So, luckily, don't have to worry about that, but I'm not going to be riding every day probably because it's just not conducive to that, right? And then through the summer, I'm going to try to plan at least 3 1,000-mile rides. I have one video where I'll bring you along and just document, show you guys how I do it, some of my techniques, and it's all about being in shape and it's a very much endurance thing, mind over matter thing. Jedstock 2024 is happening at Coolidge State Park in Plymouth, Vermont. So there will be group camping. I think I'm doing you guys a solid. So it's $25 a night. Just reach out to Jeds at jedsmoto.com. Email me, Jeds at jedsmoto.com, and say, hey, I'm interested. I want to go to Vermont. I want to ride with you. I want to see what you're all about. I want to see what this riding's all about. I want to see the 100,000-mile Bonneville. We'll be there. So that's going to be $25 a night for camping. And if you sign up for 2 nights, I'll give you it for $40. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to feed Friday, Saturday night. So I will make burgers and dogs for all you carnivores out there. But there'll also be other vegetarian options because I don't eat meat. So there'll be a diverse but easy Vermont basic barbecue going on. And then, so we're camping. We're on top of the mountain. It's at Coolidge State Park, right on the very top. I have rented out the whole mountaintop. We've got the pavilion, the beautiful sight, the beautiful views in the center of the green mountains. Great riding. So they'll be leading some rides. There will be some great off-road riding around, that jazz. There's always, great riding everywhere. Woo! It's so funny. I can't believe it's March, dude. It's it feels cold. It is cold. Love it. There's no one. It's like Vermont made all these beautiful roads for me. There's no one on them. It's just awesome. Just a beautiful day to go riding. Man, I'm going to get that 100 miles, no problem. I'm really supposed to go to the grocery store, and I'm distracted right now. I should go back to town and go to the grocery store. I'm about 10 miles out of town. Oopsies. But I'm just both enthusiastic and talking to you folks about what's coming down the pike. So yeah, Jedstock, it's going to be great. You should sign up. Like I said, email me at jeds@jedsmoto.com. And I'd really love to see all you guys. I'm going to give you a little shout-outs. Going to do some shout-outs here. I'm going to give a shout-out to the T120, the new T120 Bonneville Facebook page. And all those guys on there, all those new guys that ask the questions about their ABS lights and why they're blinking, I giggle. I want you to know I laugh. And I don't laugh in good humor because I was there. And I'm going to tell you guys, ride more, worry less. Ride more, worry less. But I appreciate all those that take take my criticism and constructive feedback, and also that support this channel. There's so many of you, I can't name all of you, but I just want to thank you all so much for always being so welcoming in that little Bonneville community. I think we have a great community there, and I'd love it if anyone was able to make it out to Jedstock. I would welcome you with open arms. I'm going to do 200,000 miles on this thing. I don't know if it'll make it. My concerns are as follows. Motorcycle, like every piece of it. And the guy that's attached to the handlebars. Concerned about him too. We'll see what happens, guys. I don't know if she'll make it. I just don't know. I don't know. We see. But it runs really good. At this current moment in time, let's talk about the T120 in its current state of affairs. The T120 has 104,000 miles, 103,920 miles. So it'll be 104,000 miles at the end of the day. So in that, it's going to need a lot of work. A lot. To keep it going. I don't know, man. So I'm on like a transmission. I was replaced at 20,000 miles. It was related to imperfections in the metal alloy that were cast in either the bearing or the sixth gear or fourth gear, whatever gear I lost. Like, I think it was sixth gear I lost. So they replaced everything. Brand new transmission with the newer parts. Of course, this was 2018 when I broke it. I bought the bike new in 2018, and it was out for a month and a half because they actually sent my transmission out for metallurgy testing. Triumph didn't want me to have it, and then they gave me a gear set that was never used before in this transmission. So, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I mean, it seems to be pretty good. Like I said, I am not easy on this machine by any stretch of the imagination. And I, get after it quite a bit, and I put big miles on it. And the bike will run for 15 hours at a time if I'm doing 1,000 miles a day. So, like, not like I'm easy on the thing, but it runs great. Like, it runs great now. I've shaken out all the problems. So, I guess I'm a little hesitant. The gear shifter did shear on me, but I welded it together. Actually, I didn't weld it. My buddy Steve Case welded it. And it's stronger than it was when it came out. Definitely stronger going in. So that thing should last forever. And it seems to. It's very solid. Transmission's really good, actually. I never had an issue. Triumph did tell me to go to 5,000 mile oil changes, so I've done that. That's no big deal. I can't really decide what else is going wrong, because, like, electronically, I'm a little concerned about the harness, kind of. I've had some issues with shorts, and I've had to resolder some stuff. I know there was a recall, and then they put the little harness protector thing on. I don't think that did anything, guys. I really don't think that little harness clutch protector thing did anything. But, like, my R&R fell out, I want to say around, like, 60, 70,000 miles. The wires just came out of the R&R. Like, they just broke. Like, it wasn't like the prongs came out. Like, the wires, like, dry rotted came out. So I soldered in brand new wire and soldered that whole piece together, and it's been working great since. Charge is fine. The stator's good. I mean, that you go inside the stator, the whole unit says Denso all over it. So, it's like, it's pretty decent quality stuff. The fuel injection I'm not worried about. It's Keyheim, and it's really solid. I've got the DNK tune. The bike runs really good. Got the bobber, stainless Declovic system, 2-to-2. The thing runs great. This is the third exhaust system I've had on this bike. It seems to be fine. So, the other thing is, I went tubeless early, and now I'm running alloys, because I really I trusted that tubeless conversion, and guys, it worked really good. I got maybe 40 50,000 miles, 60,000 miles on those rims and wheels, and they still hold air. But I just wanted something lighter because the stock 2018 T120 rims are really heavy. I know they made them lighter. I think in 2019, 2020, you guys can correct me. But right now, like, they're just so much better now with the alloys. And the 17-inch front rim handles I don't know, it handles really good. It reminds me of my old GS750 in a lot of ways, in comfort. It has more power. I don't know, I would say it's not fast, but it's quick. And that's all that matters, especially around here. Engine, I'm not worried about the engine. I think that's fine. Valves, checked those at 100,000. They were fine. Starts fine. Doesn't have a hard time starting, so it doesn't sound like, even when I check the valves, it doesn't seem like I'm having valve problems. No, like blow by or leak by or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna run it. Basically the plan. I'm just gonna ride it until it doesn't run anymore. That's the plan. Like I said, I'm in a position now. I'm not gonna buy a new motorcycle for at least 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. Really just trying to be 100% debt free and try to get my house paid off and stuff. And I'm really close to that, so and it's really exciting to know that, like, I'll be in a financial position by the time I'm 45 where, I can just get whatever I need or buy and want. Don't really have any debt, so that's kind of where I want to be. So we're just running this guy. Suspension's in really good shape. Still running the progressive for air. The front end is semi-stock. It's modified. I've definitely adjusted the preload on it. Running the stock spring, it's really not a big problem. Like, suspension's really solid on this. It doesn't dive. I have no issues. Putting the stabilizer on was really important for me, just because she did get kind of wobbly a few times. But it's running great. So, and that's not, so like, really not running Triumph components in the suspension these days. Not really running Triumph components in the wheels. So, not much left stock on this thing. Now I think about it. The oil filters, I run Triumph oil filter. Run Triumph plugs. You need to do a fuel filter. It's been a while. I was going to do it at 60,000. I did it at 60. I was going to do it again. Been lazy and I never did it again. Because I think I've changed it at 40,000. And then I was going to do it again at like 80,000. I just haven't done it yet, guys. And I won't lie, the bike runs really good. So I'm just like, I don't have to go in the tank again. I'm not going to do it again. But I might just do it for merry measure. I do need a new tire. Front tire is bald. On the sides is bald. In Vermont, guys, like, most of my riding is like back and forth. Not a lot of straight riding. So the tires wear on the sides faster. They do around here. That's fine. So yeah, that's basically all I gotta do to turn it on. Like, just get it ready for the season. I mean, it's riding. It's fine. Like, the tire sucks in the front. And the valve stem's rotted out, and it could go out any moment, but whatever. Ride more, worry less. That's my motto. That's the thing too, guys. It's like, that's one of my favorite, science is an exact science of these jokers, or however it goes. That's kind of how it is with my bikes. Not exact science. In no way am I saying do what I do because I'm an idiot. But, ooh, look at that guy hammering on that CRV. God, I love this. The engine on this bike, guys. I haven't really, like, ridden the bike because I haven't ridden in a while. It's been a few months because of winter, at least 4 or 5 months. It's been a rough winter. But I forget, like, how nice this 2-cylinder is. I just love this engine. It's perfect. And it really is, like, my favorite. It's my favorite motorcycle I've ever owned. I'm not lying to that. I'm really not. I've had better bikes. My FZ1, for example, that bike was probably the most reliable, I think, vehicle I've ever owned. Not just like motorcycle, but vehicle. And that's why I really, like, been between this, retiring the Bonneville and like getting the Yamaha. I was like, oh, I'm just going to get the Yamaha, the Tracer 900, and I love it. I didn't. I didn't love it. It was bad. It broke a chain, and then it burned down another chain in like 13,000 miles. It's just because of the engine. And I think the geometry was also just not as good. This bike handles way better than my 900 GT did. My Tracer 900 did not handle nearly as good as this Bonneville did. And I sold it because I didn't like it. I just didn't dig it. I was like, meh. I built it and made it perfect, made it look like mine, and it was just like, meh. And then I just kind of didn't ride that season very much, I don't think. So, put some miles on the Goldwing. I really like that thing, but that's the plan, guys. Like, just get this thing up and running. Just a fantastic motorcycle. Just really does the job what you need it to do. And, oh boy, here we go. Woo! Look how high the creek is. It's crazy, dude. Look how high the creek is. And we haven't really... It's March, and there's no snow. It's so weird. It's usually like all snow over here. You gotta see it on the mountain. No, there's no snow on the mountains. Bizarre. Such a weird start of the season. You know, so thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe at Jets Moto. You can check me out at www.jetsmoto.com. That's where you can find the most up-to-date information. I did update that website. And then, yeah, you can also email me at jetsmoto.com. I'd like to hear from you guys. Also love to see the comments and the likes or dislikes or whatever. Meh. And, yeah, it's just a beautiful day. I can't believe it, guys. It's like the 2nd or 3rd day of March, and I'm riding. So, if you can ride, get out and ride, enjoy it. If you don't, that's fine. We'll see you next time. Keep it shiny side out there. Keep it shiny side up there. Be safe. Best.